Welcome back to my channel, Scholarship Desk. The name is Frank. There has been numerous questions to me as to how one could go about with the Swedish Institute Scholarship for Global Professionals, especially how to, fill in the work experience form, the leadership experience form, the reference form, the motivation letter, the CV template. Today, I'm going to talk about one of the most crucial or essential portion of the SI scholarship application. That is the reference letter. And then I will explain how to fill the form and also how to answer the questions. Remember, these questions are supposed to be answered by your referee. And so it's also an addition to your CV, to your motivation letter, to your work experience and your leadership experience. Let's get going. Now, the question is, what is the letter of reference based on? Okay, what is the letter of reference based on? Now, according to SI, you are supposed to provide 2 reference letters, of which at least one of the reference letter could be from your employment. Okay. Now, the second letter of reference can also be from your employment or your academic references. But then SI recommends that it to be a merit, okay? It to be a merit or advantage if the second reference comes from involvement in networks or civil society organization outside of your work. So now let's look at this. First of all, your reference letter can come from your employment, number 1. It can come from involvement in networks or civil society organization outside of work. Now, what is network? What is civil society organization? Network or civil society organization is just a group of people coming together to have a common objective or a common goal. That means that this reference can come from any community group you join, any association you join, okay? Or any civil society organization, okay? I mean, civil society organizations are, those organizations that also seek for, they also seek for a common goal, all right? They can have a goal like contributing to climate action, okay? They can have a goal like, for them, they are into, advocating for gender equality, okay? Or they're advocating for peace, justice. So normally these civil society organizations can be teacher associations. It can be any non-governmental organization, okay, in your country. Now, your letter of reference can also come from your studies. That is number 3. It can also come from any form of volunteering, okay? Maybe you volunteered to do some particular work for an organization. It can be internship, okay? It can be 6-month internship, 1-year internship, 2 or 3 years internship. Now, the next one can come from student organization work, okay? Student organization work. When we say student organization, it can be the Student Representative Council, okay, SRC. Maybe you performed some particular kind of work as a president, as a general secretary, or any other form. Then your letter of reference can also be based on any other, and then SI want you to specify, okay? SI want you to specify which reference is based on. That is, now, all these options are in the letter of reference form. So it is up to you for you to click the menu to choose. First of all, when you open it, the first thing you see is employment. So you can click near the employment, and these options you see here will be displayed for you to choose one of which your letter of reference is based on. Okay. Now, instructions from SI. To be eligible for SI Scholarship for Global Professionals, you must provide 2 different letters of reference. You must provide 2 different letters of reference. At least 1 letter of reference must be based on your work experience. What is your work experience? You worked as an administrator, you worked as a secretary, you worked as a teacher, you worked as a nurse, you worked as a doctor. So 1 letter of reference must be based on your work experience. So you get your letter of reference from your workplace. Is it hospital? Is it schools? Whatever it is in terms of work. The second letter of reference can be based on your work. This is very important. The second letter of reference can be based on your work as well, but can also be an academic reference based on your studies at university. This is very important. However, it will be a merit, that is advantage, if the second letter of reference is based on your involvement in networks or civil society organization outside of your regular work. It will be what? A merit. So why not, if you belong to a network or civil society organization, why don't you get your letter of reference from a network or civil society organization? That is only if you belong to such a network or civil society organization, then I recommend that you get it from your network or civil society organization. But if you don't belong to any other, then you go for another employment reference letter or you go for academic reference. Okay, now, who cannot fill the letter of reference? Very important. Who cannot fill the letter of reference? 1, direct managers. They are also called line managers. Okay, now these direct managers, they actually they connect employees to upper management. That means that if your direct managers cannot sign, then that means the upper management, they are responsible for signing. Your direct managers cannot sign. Your head of department, especially depending on where you are, make sure your direct managers do not sign your letter of reference form. They do not fill it. If they fill it, definitely you can be disqualified. Number 2, colleague employees. Okay, those people you work with, okay, they cannot fill the letter of reference. Number 3, people who may in one way demand compensation, whatever, just make sure that people who can fill your letter of reference are top management. So it is stated here clearly who can fill the letter of reference. 1, human resource managers. Okay, your managers, it can be managing director, general manager, branch manager, it can be assistant, or the main boss. Number 2, president of associations. That is, if your letter of reference is based on, these associations, civil society organizations, then president, general secretary, they can actually fill the letter of reference form for you. Number 3, head of school. That is, if you're a teacher, your proprietors, the owners of the school, can fill it for you. The headmasters, the head teachers, they can fill the letter of reference for you. Number 4, chief executive officers, CEOs, chief executive directors, executive directors. These are the people who can fill the reference form for you. In short, or in summary, heads can fill the letter of reference for you. Now, the question is that I am a CEO of an organization, and I myself am applying for SI scholarship. It is said that CEOs can sign the letter of reference for applicants who want to apply for SI, but I'm the CEO, and I am applying for the SI scholarship myself. So who is going to sign? Who is going to sign for me? Now, listen to this. If you work in a family business, if you are the owner of a business, or if you do freelance work, SI can accept a signature from a client or a staff who works at your company who is not your family member. Clients should be companies or organizations, that is not private persons, and are only allowed to certify the working hours that you have worked for them. The stamp should be the official stamp of the company or organization. Let me explain this. For example, the name of your company is XYZ Company, and you are the owner or the managing director of XYZ Company. Now, because you are the owner of the company and you are applying for SI scholarship, you cannot sign for yourself. That is an error. You cannot certify your own working hours. No. But then, if you are from XYZ Company and there is another company called T Company. Now, XYZ Company, where you are from, you always work for T Company, or T Company is one of your clients. Okay, so T Company can sign or fill the letter of reference for you. So when the T Company, the owner there or the managing director of T Company fills the letter of reference for you, the owner of T Company must stamp the letter of reference for you with their stamp and not your own stamp. This is very clear. Okay, let's look at the questions in the SI reference letters. The first question normally is that in your opinion, how would an SI scholarship for master's studies in Sweden be valuable for the professional and academic development of the applicant? Remember, you as applicant, you are not answering this question. Your referee must answer this question for you. But it is important that your referee goes straight to the point, because this is a simple question which demands about one sentence or two sentences. Scholarship, what is the benefit of scholarship? I mean, scholarship, one, relieves the financial burden of an applicant. Okay, it takes away your financial burden. Two, as a scholarship may, help you to, come and study your master's program, which will enable you to achieve academic excellence. It can help you to achieve your professional goals and objectives. It can, because you are coming into a new country, that means you are coming to meet, a multicultural group of people. So that is also one important of scholarship. It gives you access to a country where you are able to meet different international students from different countries. And so you are able to build yourself professionally. Okay. So at this point, you don't go straight to the point. Okay. The referee must go straight to the point. The referee cannot be putting in words like, I therefore recommend him for further studies. No. This is not what it is required of you. It's required of the referee. Okay, let's go to question 2. Question 2 is what? Briefly comment on the applicant's potential to contribute to and or drive social changes in this contest. Okay, briefly comment on the applicant's potential to contribute to and or drive social changes in his or her context. So what is the applicant's context? The applicant's context, in this case, it's if your letter of reference is based on employment, then your position in the company, okay, your role in the company is your context. And so the referee should go straight to the point, okay, then answer the question based on your context, on your role in the company. Are you administrator in the company? That is your context. Are you a teacher? That is your context. What role have you played in your teaching field? Okay. What is the potential of you to contribute to or drive social changes? Okay. So the applicant, has shown to be a good listener. Okay. And the applicant, helps student, no matter what difficulties they may come with. Always make sure to help students to achieve their, goals and objectives. But you need to, the referee needs to answer this by being brief and concise. Okay. Now, question 3 is very important. Please evaluate the applicant's leadership capacity and potential to play a role in development of the society. Okay, example in networking, motivation, perseverance, problem solving, and communication. Please give a concrete example. Here, the referee may try to be brief and concise. The referee may try to be specific, at least to give a concrete example. Now, if the referee wants to talk about your problem solving, then the referee should give a concrete example. The problem you solved in your context. If you were a teacher, what are the problems you have solved in the institution, the organization, the school, the university, the college? What concrete problem you solved and how did you solve it? Okay, maybe the problem was that there were low, class attendance. And so in a particular classroom, and so in the applicant role as a teacher, he gave, regular advice to students on the importance of quality education, which actually led to a low school attendance of students. So this is a problem, and this is how you solved it. Also, maybe you were administrator of a particular institution. The organization was kind of having the success rate of the organization was always going down. But when you took the office as administrator, you were able to raise the success of the organization, okay, to a particular percentage. So here, the referee can give numbers, can give figures, percentages, okay, in terms of problem solving. Moreover, the referee can talk about your communication, the communication of the applicant. The applicant has shown to be an effective communicator. He connects well with the staffs, the employees, and the upper management level. So the connection of this, so the connection also comes to networking, okay? First of all, you are an effective communicator, and then moreover, you network or you connect well with all the employees, which has resulted to what? A very good performance of the organization to a particular one, percentage, level, numbers, figures. So the referee must give concrete examples, okay? In terms of your motivation, the applicant motivates students by the application of real life experiences, and this actually has led to, students building their own capacity to study effectively, to achieve their aims and objectives in life. So be brief and concise. In these questions, there's not a matter of how many sentences you write, take note, but it's not how many sentences the referee may write, but then how brief and concise and how detailed the referee has been in your reference. These things can gain you much, merit of winning the SI scholarship. Now, if you have not subscribed to the channel, okay, the channel is Scholarship Desk. Every information concerning scholarship opportunities across the entire globe, this is where you can get it. Subscribe to the channel, like the page, share to your colleagues. Thank you.